Hi. So this is like my first video because like the other one was kind of just an introduction to my channel. And, like I don't think that actually counts like at all. But okay. So if you couldn't tell by the title, I will be talking about Riverdale. Yeah. So you may or may not be thinking, what? Why? Just straight up, just why? Well, I thought this was like the perfect thing to start off my channel with because like what's better than Riverdale? Many things, but like it's a nice series. I watched it all, and I can't wait for season 5. But we don't. Okay. Um. So yeah. Also, I will only be talking about season 1 in this video and the end of season 1. So like, if you didn't watch season 1, then please do not watch this video, or you'll get spoilers. Unless you want to get spoilers, and it's up to you. But yeah. Um. But enough with the intro thing, or whatever you call it. Let's actually get into the video. So, Riverdale starts off with the death of Jason Blossom. You know, this guy, by description, is like genius, I know. So Cheryl Blossom, like, like they're related. His sister is kind of like sad, of course, because he's dead. So, yeah. And she was there on the day he died, so that kind of makes things worse, and she just takes it out on people by saying weird things. Or like weird comments, or like literally everything.
Holly's crazy. I do. I think she's crazier than a serial killer on bath salts, but so what?
That's the most normal thing I've heard her say. But later in the series, you learn that's just Cheryl. Yep. Uh, so this is like really important in season 1, not Cheryl's comment. Well, no, I'm talking about like the whole dead dude thing. Um, yeah. But you know what's more important than somebody who's dead? Um, the main characters. Okay, so if there were main characters, sure, you do not count. I know you're in the photo, but like, yeah. So there's Betty Cooper, there's Archie Andrews, Jughead Jones, and Veronica Lodge. Because there's only season 1, it's easier to like describe everyone. Because at this point, we're kind of just introducing them, but like not, but like um. So I'm not gonna give like a really descriptive description of every character. Well, not every character, but like main characters. So Betty Cooper is kind of like, oh my god, I'm perfect, but like not. She doesn't say that, but like okay. She has good grades and she has a crush on a jock who's also her best friend slash neighbor, Archie Andrews. Um, Also one of the main characters. And one imperfect part of her story is one, she always has bobby pins to unlock literally everything. Well, that's kind of perfect. Never mind. And two, her sister could be a psychopath. Polly. We learn more about her in the rest of season 1, not like the beginning. So yeah. So next let's talk about Archie Andrews because I mentioned him while talking about Betty. So I thought it was just like, yeah. So Archie Andrews is kind of like, he's just like a normal kid, I guess. um, yeah. And he's like, the classic jock who also likes to sing. And I don't know if it's weird that my mind just goes to Troy Bolton now because, like, God, okay. And he lives with his dad, Fred Andrews, who works at his own construction company, Andrews Construction, because what else would you call it? Like, it's your thing. Next character I will be talking about is Jughead Jones. Jughead is, like, was friends with Archie, that pains me to say. He used to live with his dad, but now he's kind of homeless because his dad and like how he's kind of the part of a gang. called Serpens, and he's also like he also kind of has a drinking problem, so he wasn't like the best person. Um, the last main character, we're not talking about Cheryl. The last main character is Veronica Lodge. She used to live in New York, but her dad kind of got arrested. So her and her mom were like, "We're not staying in New York anymore, so we're gonna go to Riverdale for a fresh start. Totally not the town where somebody just died." We also she's like really rich. But after her dad like went to jail, they lost a lot of money. So yeah, and because of this fresh start, she I hate how I say fresh start. She wants to like be nicer than she was in New York because she was kind of like the rich mean girl who's like, I don't know, whatever. How to you understand? So back to the whole dead dude thing. I keep calling it the dead dude thing. He has a name, but like whatever. Um, Cheryl told the police that Jason had drowned because he was reaching for a glove that Cheryl dropped into the river. And the boat tipped. Which we all totally believe, because he would do that all for a glove. Like, when you saw the boat start to tip, wouldn't you be like, no, it's fine, it's just a glove, you know? I mean, like, they are super rich, too. So, I'm going to assume the glove had, like, some value, I guess? But, like, no. Um, So we totally believe this, and Cheryl was like, the boat tipped, and like seriously though, like if we're not thinking about like anything about how like much the glove was worth, the boat tipped, and you did nothing to save him. But moving on, so the police searched the river and didn't find the body. So the next, the it was either the next episode, or the episode just continues. I don't know. I think the episode just continues to this. I don't know. Betty and Archie are in a diner called Pops, and coincidentally, everything's by coincidence in this show. No. Um, Veronica walks in and she's like, "Can I get some burgers or something?" I don't know. And starts to talk to Betty and Archie about like onion rings. I don't know. And the entire time she was looking at Archie, being like, "Hi." No, but she wasn't only looking at Archie; she was also looking at Betty, but like barely. So I ship it. Not like, I mean, is it that it's not that weird. So, so after a day or two of school, Cheryl invites Betty, Archie, and Veronica to a party, which would be totally noble and greatly, right? And it doesn't. Because it ends in, like, Betty running out because she was kind of like, nah, and she was kind of like, I don't know, mad, I guess, because, Veronica and Archie kissed in a closet. This is the most normal party I've ever heard of. See, I ship it. Okay, and I forgot to mention Archie and his music teacher are in love. Um, um, that I'm sorry, but that was kind of like I hated that part of the show. I'm sorry. Okay. So moving on, I will never talk about that in this entire video ever again. So moving on, Archie goes to look for Betty at Pops and only finds Jughead, and I think this is the first time we met Jughead. So yeah, and as much as the picture on the screen, like you might think he's not crying in the scene. But I would no, but it gave me like the I'm sad, kind of vibes. Um, so yeah, just whatever. So like Jughead gives him like really good advice, being like, just talk to her. But then he also goes like, if you had this advice, maybe we would still be friends. Which I mean, honestly, it probably would have been true, but like, okay. So after that, uh, he keeps looking for Betty, and then he goes, "Hey, maybe she's at her house." Like, duh, but okay. So then, so then they have the whole, "Do you love me?" And he's like, "Yeah, but psych as a friend" conversation. Pain. Why is everybody so sad? But okay. So because of this, like being 12 episodes season, I'm going to like kind of fast forward a little bit because I don't want this like video to be like really really long because then I don't think anyone will actually watch it and no one will actually watch it in general, but like now I'm just rambling, but I'm going to stop. So I'm just going to fast forward and like give a quick recap. Okay. So I skipped a couple episodes, I guess. I don't know. So Jughead and Archie are friends again because Archie got into a fight for him, not with him. And Jughead kisses Archie. No, we wish. Uh, no, he kisses Betty. So now that's happening, and I kind of love it because it's kind of like sweet and so like yeah, let's solve a mystery together. Yeah, like Scooby. And okay, so then they like try to find Polly because uh she's missing and stuff, and like, and Betty's kind of like, I want to find my sister, you know. So she's at something called the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, who like take care of troubled youth. I don't know. So Betty like goes into the place and with Jughead. That's when they got really close. No, no, like that's when they started bonding. I don't know, whatever. So so she saw her and she's pregnant with Jason's baby, but she doesn't know Jason's dead. So Betty's like she's dead. He's dead. And then she was like, we had a plan to run away and nah, So yeah, and then somebody finds Jason's body with a gunshot wound. So Cheryl got some talking to do. So okay, you couldn't tell by the whole gunshot wound and like the difference between that and Cheryl's story. She kind of lied because like there was a thing where they wanted to fake his death so he can run away and start a new life with Polly, who's pregnant with his baby. Who I'm going like like we assumed that the parents found out and they were like, nope. So yeah. And now everybody's like, yeah, but why would they run away? Whatever. And Jughead's dad gets his life together, thank God. Because Archie's dad hires him because apparently there was the whole thing where the reason why he went downhill was because he was fired from Andrew's construction. So yeah, but he has Jason's jacket in his closet, so not sketchy at all. Like, okay, so fast forward again, and Betty's mom is paranoid, like always, and tells Archie and Veronica to search FP Jughead's dad's trailer to find evidence to like lead him to the murder. And they find nothing because he already moved the jacket out. Like yeah, and like they didn't find anything, so they were kind of like yeah. And while all this is happening, you know what's also going on? Prom. So Betty and Jughead are at prom. So yeah. So Betty sees them both walk in together, and that's like I guess not weird because like they're friends and like I don't know if they're dating at this point. I don't. I think it's debatable. I think I don't know. But then they start talking to Betty's mom, and they were kind of like, "You sus." So she's like mad, of course, because like she's dating Jughead, and like if somebody hurts Jughead, I'm going to kill you, kind of thing. So yeah. So then they're like in the hallway talking about it, being like, "What did you do?" You know. So then Jughead walks in, being like, "Hey, what's going on?" You know. And then like he's of course mad because like they tell him and stuff, and he's like, why would you do that, right? And then Kevin walks in, who's the son of the sheriff and also Betty's friend, walks in being like, Jughead, your dad was arrested for the murder of Jason Blossom. So happy. um so Jughead has, I think, his first crying scene, and then he tries to run away to Toledo, where his mom and little sister lives, but his mom was like, nah dude, so he's crying in a telephone booth thing, or whatever you call it, or phone booth, it's the same thing. So then Archie, Betty, and Veronica walk into Pops and see Jug, and they're like, the sheriff said there was a gun, but when Veronica and Archie, you know, broke into your dad's trailer, there wasn't one. And they were like, oh, okay. So then they run to the police station, and the sheriff was like, FB confessed to everything perfectly. So then Jughead's kind of like confused, being like, hey, you know, because like now, like, they assume that he didn't actually do it. But Joaquin, Kevin's boyfriend, who is also in the same gang as FP, was like, yo, FP might have killed him because I did see him with the body and I helped him clean it up, but there's a bag that you gotta find, and here's like the location or whatever, and then we don't see them for the rest of the season. So yeah, um, so they find the bag, and it's like Jason's weird football jacket thing, like other things, I guess, I don't know. And Betty's like, God, so she's like, yeah, Archie, put it on. And Archie's like, what are you talking about? It's a dead guy's jacket. So that's not weird at all. And then they find a hole in the pocket, and they find a USB, which literally has a recording of Clifford Blossom killing his son. So that's so sweet. So after that, they were like, yeah, at least FB didn't actually kill him, right? So, but he did still like clean up the body, so that's so bad. But okay, so they tell the police, and and the police like rush the Blossom's house and stuff, and it's like, you know, about to arrest Clifford, but he hung himself in like a barn or whatever. So, the end of season 1. Ha 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 ha. Wait, okay, one more thing, just to make your day.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in. Have you ever seen me without this stupid hat on? That's weird.
Told you would make your day. Okay. I hope you enjoyed, and if I left out any major things or just like really anything that you were like, yeah, I remember this kind of thing, um, then like just put it in the comments, and like, yeah, and stuff. Uh, and I can't wait until season 5 comes out. I think I already said this, but like the cliffhanger. Okay. I mean the end of season 5, cause like okay. But thanks for watching. That's the end of the video, and I hope you have a nice day. Goodbye.